Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Good morning and welcome to you all. Thank you for being here so much. Today, we're here to mark a milestone for Heart Hospital of Austin. So the fact that you're sitting here, I appreciate it very much. We have a bunch of people who are interested in what we're doing. We're going to hear from two patients that have come through, two people that are going to tell us how this therapy has blessed their lives. So what we're doing here this morning is we are marking the 500th Transcatheter Aortic Valve Replacement. It's called TAVR for short. And so the TAVR technology was approved by the Food and Drug Administration in November of 2011. And so Heart Hospital of Austin was one of the first sites. As a matter of fact, on the very first day of FDA approval, one of the first sites chosen in the United States to offer this technology. I will tell you, if you don't know how that happens, there's no randomness to which sites are chosen to do these technologies. Clearly, the experience and expertise and clinical skill of the physicians is how that comes about. So Heart Hospital of Austin was very proud to be one of the first sites in the United States chosen to do this technology. There have been a number of firsts and clinical accolades. I've got a list, so pardon me while I look down to read these. Over the years, our heart valve clinic has had so many successes and firsts. I want to give you a sense of this with this short list. Heart Hospital of Austin and the heart valve clinic here was the first in Central Texas to provide the TAVR therapy. We were the first in Texas to implant a sutureless aortic heart valve called the Percival S. We were the first in Texas to implant a stentless aortic heart valve called Solo Smart. We have and continue to participate in several TAVR clinical research trials. We provide percutaneous mitral valve repair called MitraClip, and we provide in-valve implants. And we also provide a relatively new therapy treatment called local anesthesia with moderate sedation. It allows the patient to be awake literally minutes after the procedure. So we've come here today to celebrate. So you're going to get an opportunity to listen to the physicians that are important in our clinic and to hear from two patients that will literally tell you this therapy has changed their lives. The TAVR, in a short sentence, is the TAVR therapy provides patients who have valvular disease that would otherwise not be able to receive treatment. So TAVR is a life-changing therapy that extends the lives of patients and certainly improves the quality of their life. Heart Hospital of Austin, we don't take this for granted. The reason we provide this technology is the competence and skill of our staff and our physicians that work here. So 500, to give you a sense of that, 500 TAVR procedures would be among the most in the nation. So we, our first year in 2012, were able to provide this therapy to 48 patients. This year, we project by the end of the year, we'll provide this therapy to 150 people. And so I'd like each one of you to think about this for a moment. Those patients likely would not have been able to have the therapy to receive treatment for their valvular disease. So 150 people are going to have probably their life extended and quality of life expanded dramatically. So with that, it's an unbelievable celebration that we come to today. Thank you all for being here. I want to thank our speakers for today's event, Dr. Johanna Karha, Medical Director of the Heart Valve Clinic, Dr. Faraz Karendi, Surgical Co-Director of the Heart Valve Clinic, Patsy O'Quinn, who will speak to us. Lovely, you're going to love this, I promise you. She is our youngest to date TAVR recipient, and I'll let her tell you also why her story is unique. So don't forget that, Ms. O'Quinn. And Ms. Jenny Bond is here with us as well, and she's so lovely, I can't wait for me to get off stage and have you listen to her. I also want to thank our industry partners. You guys are amazing and very much a part of this as well. And so one of the things that is very unique about today none of this would be possible without the industry partners that provide this technology. And so what I'd like for you to do is go by and look at the technology. They've got it all laid out here on the table, the Medtronic table that's right here in front, and certainly Edwards has been a key partner with us for a long time. So please go over and look at the technology. At this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. Johanna Karha to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you all very, very much for making time and being here. We really appreciate that. And really want to thank Richard for putting this program together. Richard works very, very much for all different parts of the hospital, but including the valve program. And this is a great event. So many people here, and we appreciate you. And thank you, Richard. The valve program at the Heart Hospital has reached a major milestone, and I really want to take all my time here to thank all the people over the years that have made that possible. So I don't want to forget any of this, so I wrote these things down. But thank you, Mr. Laird, for your support for the program. You have the vision over the last 6 years of knowing what it means to provide treatment for valvular heart disease, and this TAVR program, the valve program, is really a result of that. So thank you for your support. I want to thank St. David's Health System with David Hofstadler and John Foster's leadership over the years for recognizing that this is something worth investing into. And St. David's has been great every step of the way, and we all want to thank St. David's very much. All the folks at the Heart Hospital Administration have been just fantastic over the years. There's too many to name individually, but I want to really highlight Missy Johnson. She's been helping us, supporting us for 6 years now, and we appreciate all the support. I want to thank Edwards Life Sciences. Edwards makes the transcatheter heart valves that we have used most in these 500 implants, and thanks to Lance and Larry and Ray and all the guys at Edwards. Robert Blazer, where's Robert? Robert Blazer has been with us the whole time. He's there for our 6 o'clock meetings, and he's there 24/7, whether he's in Austin. And there's really no better guy to have right next to you if you're in a tight spot. So thank you, Robert. We also use the Medtronic core valve quite a bit. I want to thank Lauren Pierce, for really helping us to get great results with the Medtronic core valve. Beautiful results. Thank you, Lauren. And there's also folks that over the years have helped us with the Portico and the direct flow valves, and thanks to those guys as well. We couldn't have done any of this without the tremendous support of our referring cardiologists and heart surgeons. And that includes the cardiovascular community here in Austin and Central Texas, but even beyond. Dr. Oakley in Victoria, the doctors in San Angelo, Texas, El Paso, Texas. So we're really increasing the footprint, not just here locally, but across the state. And those key physicians are really some people that we really owe a big thanks to. Of course, the biggest thanks goes to our wonderful patients and their families, and that's really the best part about this program, is to get to interact with folks like Miss O'Quinn and Miss Bond and 498 others and counting, and really these are just amazing people and really truly the greatest generation, so we really appreciate you so much. The Valve Clinic is where it all happens, and that credit goes to the amazing people that work there. Really want to thank Angie and Suzanne and Bailey, and you guys provide great support every day. I want to thank folks at the Heart Hospital scheduling. It's actually a very difficult task to make the Tuesday, which is our Valve Clinic day. What is today? Today is Wednesday. Make the Tuesday flow very well, and there's a lot of appointments that have to be navigated and redone, and Heart Hospital scheduling really, there are folks that sometimes are behind the scenes, but big thanks to Heart Hospital scheduling. Great people, always understanding that our patients sometimes come from far away, and having to reschedule something is not easy. So thank you. Keitra Simmons is the welcoming, friendly person here at the Heart Hospital. Thank you, Keitra, and thanks also to Ralph and all the other volunteers. Ralph helps our patients get around on Tuesday. There's a lot of stops, and even though there's a small place, it's still sometimes you get lost. So Ralph really helps us with with escorting, and we owe him a big thanks. I want to thank Kelly and Michael at CTA. Kelly and Michael are great at what they do, but even beyond that, they really take the extra step to make sure our patients are cared for on that busy, hectic day. It's not just a busy day, but they're here to talk about something that's life-threatening and often very nervous for them. So that extra caring and kindness has made a big difference over the years. Big thanks to Ricky. Hello, Ricky. Ricky helps us with an echo when really there's no way to get an echo. And we appreciate you for 6 years and counting. So thank you, Ricky. I want to thank Dina and PACU. Dina's there every morning helping our patients when they come in, and so many other PACU nurses and folks that work there. As Mr. Laird mentioned, more and more of our patients are going to PACU after the procedures. Only a minority now go to the intensive care unit, and so those PACU nurses are absolutely key. We're on to the next case. We're thinking about the next set of challenges, and that immediate post-op care is handled by a great set of nurses in the post-anesthesia care unit. Thank you. So the whole OR team is fantastic. We have wonderful nurses and technologists at the Heart Hospital operating room and the cath lab. The way this works is that a set of cath lab personnel goes over to the OR, and together in this kind of hybrid fashion, which is kind of the hallmark of the whole program anyways, they work together to do what's best for the patient. So again, too many cath lab personnel over the years to individually name, but and too many OR nurses and techs, but I don't want to miss somebody, but they're just the best people, and they really make it easy for us. Thanks to the nurses at Heart Hospital ICU and PCU, like I mentioned, more and more of our patients are going straight to the PCU, but occasionally some of them still go to the ICU. And I also want to say that many of these folks that we see as part of the valve program end up getting open heart valve surgery with our great surgeons, and of course all those patients get ICU level care initially. And so you guys are great and provide a tremendous service to our patients. Thank you. Where's Chris? Is Chris here? Chris is our valve clinic nurse, and she's just the best. She provides great care following the TAVR procedures, and sometimes our biggest challenge in the post-op clinic is to break the news to the patients that Chris will no longer be calling them. They now have to go back to their regular health care. So sometimes Chris makes it difficult. Thank you, Chris. I want to thank our fantastic cardiac anesthesiologist, and these 4 guys are the best cardiac anesthesiologists in the country, bar none. It's Dr. Burson, Dr. Adolph, Dr. Parisi, and Dr. Wajima. They work with a very talented group of CRNAs, and all together, those guys make it super easy for us and take great care of our patients when something is not going perfect. I also want to extend a special thanks to those anesthesiologists for helping us when we don't have occasionally when we don't have the echo support that we need. They're also very good echocardiographers. I want to thank Paige with Austin Heart Research. She has managed all of our investigational studies, which have been many, as Mr. Laird mentioned. A lot of our patients have received cutting-edge treatments, and Paige is kind of the watchdog that makes sure that everything goes 100% ethically and well. Thank you, Paige. We're going to shortly also start working with Bonnie at CTVS, and we really look forward to that as well. And thanks to our ecotechs, Kayla and Charles, and I think I saw John there. Just fantastic work. Thanks for hanging around. I know it's a lot of extra time. The pictures you take are great. I know you make it easy for Dr. Eckery, and thank you for being there. I think Dr. Eckery is not here today, but she's an absolutely integral part of this team. She should be right here with Frank and the heart surgeons. She's part of our team, and she's pretty much done all these 500 implants as far as telling us how's the valve looking, how's it functioning, are there problems that came up during the procedure. So Dr. Eckery and her superb skill is really something integral to our success. Huge thanks to Barbara Solnick, nurse practitioner, and Julie Bighouse, physician assistants. They pretty much take care of these folks afterwards. And both Barbara and Julie Barbara's been with the program the whole 6 years, and Julie has been with the program for several years now. And they're just amazing people and amazing providers. I want to thank our fantastic heart surgeons. Dr. Hyde is an amazing heart surgeon, incredibly hardworking. He's a leader in many transcatheter surgical therapies. Dr. Felger combines the fantastic heart surgery skills with his relaxed Texas style. And I don't know any doctor. I've never met any doctor who's more committed to his patients than Dr. Felger. Thank you, Mark. Dr. Carendi has been here from the beginning, really getting this thing started. He's a superb surgeon, wonderful doctor in person. He's the primary investigator in many of our investigational valve protocols, and he's an international leader in the field of transcatheter valve therapies. Also the surgical director of the valve clinic, and you're here from Dr. Carendi here shortly. With Dr. Dewan, I always think about a sporting world, and I think about the true fact that in team sports, the team is in great shape if your best player is your hardest working player. And that's Dr. Steve Dewan in a nutshell. He is a daily inspiration to myself and many people here at the Heart Hospital on what it means to be a great physician and a great surgeon and a great person. So it's really, I'm sorry that Dr. Dewan is here, not at the moment, but maybe he'll catch the tail end of this. So I really want to thank our heart surgeons for the incredible work, not just as part of the transcatheter heart program, but also as part of the global valve program, where they provide excellent valvular heart disease care for our patients. Thank you, guys. Dr. Frank Zidar is the Director of Interventional Cardiology and Cath Lab here. He is the best interventional cardiologist in America. He has been extremely instrumental in getting this program to where it is. I can say that many of our patients are better off today because of Dr. Zidar's amazing skill set of thinking on your feet, careful planning, and an absolutely relentless commitment to getting the perfect result. Thank you, Dr. Zidar. My last thank you is without a doubt the most important one. Shannon Isbell runs our program. Stand up, Shannon, please. Shannon's done it for 6 years, and Shannon, you're the best. And I just hope that you never leave. Everything that we've accomplished has been accomplished with your fingerprints on it. So your work ethic, intelligence, and your kindness are amazing. Thank you very much. So thanks for letting me share those important thoughts of gratitude. And with that, I'd like to ask Dr. Carendi to come up here for us.
Thanks, Johanna. And as Mr. Laird pointed out, the best part of this morning's agenda is coming up, so I don't want to delay that too much. So I'll try to keep it brief. I do want to start by saying that Dr. Carha left out one person to thank, and that's himself, who I feel for sure is the most important part of our team. All the physicians work extremely hard at this, but no one works harder than Dr. Carha does. This morning I drove in at 5:45, and I walked in with Dr. Dewan and Dr. Burson, and there was one car in the parking lot before we all pulled in, and that's Dr. Carha's car. And that's true every single day that I come in here. I don't think there's been one day where I've walked in or driven into the parking lot and his car hasn't been in here. And that's often true on weekends when he's not even working. He'll show up here on weekends when he's not working to catch up on work or take care of things. And I do want to thank you for all you do for this program. So Mr. Laird laid out some numbers for you. In our first year of this program, we did almost 50 cases. I remember sitting in a conference room upstairs on the 3rd floor before we started the program, talking about logistics and how this was going to play out and how many cases we thought we'd do in our first year. And I think we estimated that at most we'd do 20. And we ended up doing 50 that first year, and it's taken off beyond our wildest imagination since then. So 500 is a great number to achieve, and it's because of many of the people in this room. What we do on Tuesdays is a very small part of the overall process and planning that goes into taking care of these procedures and all of our patients. And so I also want to thank everyone who's been a part of that. One of the reasons that the program has been successful is for collaboration. Collaboration between us as physicians, between nurses and techs from the cath lab and the OR. This program has really brought us together in ways that we weren't used to before. We didn't work side by side in the same room, in the same ORs, in the same cath labs as we do now. But it's really opened up many avenues for us to do things differently than the way we did before. And I've learned so much from my interventional colleagues, Dr. Zadar and Dr. Karha, during this time, and I hope that it's the reverse has been true as well. And you know, I've been to many places around the country where I trained, where I've proctored other physicians, and I don't see this level of collaboration and what we have here. I think it's truly unique and helps us really take better care of our patients. And I think this is the way that we're going to work in the future in delivering not just cardiac care, but in other areas of medicine as well, with physicians coming together from different specialties, working together to come up with the best approach to treat our patients. You know, there's an old saying that says, if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Well, the good thing about our program and this valve clinic is that we don't just have a hammer or a screwdriver, we have the whole toolbox. And so we can not only perform TAVR, we can do open heart surgeries when it's necessary, we can do minimally invasive approaches, as Mr. Laird alluded to earlier. And I think we truly can do anything that any other place in the country has. We have here, and we do it just as well. So, again, I think all of this has gone into making this program successful, and a lot of it is because of the people in this room. So, again, I want to thank you all. And I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I'd like to ask Ms. Sequin to come up and
Hi, everybody. As you know, my name is Pat, and I happen to be one of the recipients. I was number 80 of getting the valve replacement here, and all I can say about it is it has made a tremendous change in my life. I never thought at 60 years old, when I had the procedure done, that I would ever feel the way I do now. I mean, I feel like I could run a marathon. I've challenged my class reunion, my 50 years coming up in 2 years. And I used to play basketball and volleyball in high school, so it's going to be a challenge to take on the guys versus the girls. And trust me, I'm going to do some spiking, and I'm going to make the highest scores on shooting the baskets. I've been practicing, and I mean, I just can't tell you how wonderful I feel. I mean, I feel like a 20-year-old. And one of the things also I wanted to share with you was it was an immediate feeling of able to breathe again. When this first started with me, it was just like shortness of breath, fatigue, and I kind of blew it off as working hard and, you know, not taking care of myself. Well, anyway, as it turned out, it got worse, and I made the phone call to Dr. Carlson. I went in for a checkup. He told me that I did have aortic stenosis and that he would kind of watch me. So over the next, few months or so, it steadily got worse. And I think the crowning blow was the day that I had tried to take out some ornaments, and even to pick up a box of ornaments, I was out of breath. And I knew it was serious. So I called his office, I went in, and he took one look at me, and he said, "I'm referring you over to the valve clinic today." So I went over and met with Dr. Karha and Dr. Dewan, and they explained to me the procedure. And I just looked at both of them and said, "Hey, let's get it going. When can you do it for me?" And so I had to go through all the preliminary tests and stuff. And then, like I said, once the procedure was done, I remember waking up from the surgery thinking, "Man, am I really feeling this great. I can actually breathe, and stuff. And so I was in the recovery for a few hours. I got moved over to a room later in the day. And that afternoon, I was feeling so great. I was down the hall visiting with all the other patients, and I had all my friends coming in, and we had a little party out here in the lobby. And I think when Dr. Carhart come around to check on me, I wasn't in my room. And he told me if I was feeling that great, I don't need to be in this hospital. So the next day I got to go home, and like I said, I just cannot thank y'all enough for all the work y'all do here. I mean, it's just a wonderful group of people. You make everybody feel like family. And what amazes me is I've been here many times. My mother also received a valve replacement. She was number 300, and Dr. Carha did her surgery also. And when we come in for our checkups, I mean, Dr. Cesar right there, he saw me in the hallway one day, and he hadn't seen me in, 2 years? And he recognized me. It's like you never forget your patients, and that's very, very important. That's very important to us on the other end, that our doctors care enough about us and has that wonderful bedside manner. I mean, y'all are truly remarkable here, and thank y'all so very, very much for what y'all do. Because again, I never thought at 60 years old I would feel like I was 80. But then once I got this done, and mine was done 4 years ago. Matter of fact, I was just here Monday for my 4-year checkup. And evidently everything came out well from what I understand from Julie. So again, thanks to everybody for what y'all do. I greatly appreciate that.
And I'd also like to welcome up Ms. Jenny Bond as well. So, Ms. Bond, come on up.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here today. I was, when Mr. Wall came in and asked me if I would like to speak about my experience here, I said yes, I want to do this. I could not believe the change in my life. I was blessed to have had a wonderful, wonderful life. I got to travel. I skied the Zugspitze mountain in Germany. I've whitewater rafted the Snake River. I've glided. I went down into Mount Vesuvius a mile and walked down on the outside because the cable car had been struck by lightning. For my 70th birthday, I jumped out of a perfectly good plane. But probably one of the most enjoyable things I did was run. To me, there was nothing in this world. I remember it well, the endorphin high you get when you have run and run and run. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Another one of my life pleasures has been music. From the Cannes Jazz Festival to hearing Mahler's last concert written and listened to in his home in Germany. It was a special, special time to be included in that group. Another time, while visiting Helsinki, Finland, I heard Sibelius's Finlandia played in his home by a very special group of people from the music school in Germany. I don't know if any of you remember Finlandia, but I remember playing it on my tonette in the 5th grade and thought it was beautiful, just beautiful. Another time, I heard, excuse me, Ella Fitzgerald in person, close, marvelous, great performer. She performed until her cohort brought her coat, and she sang Going Out of the Music Hall in Munich, Germany, to the last minute singing. She's amazing. She was amazing. I've heard Willie Nelson up close in concert. Didn't catch his hat, but I enjoyed it. I was privileged to attend the Metropolitan Opera and many symphonies statewide and overseas. And then in April 2010, I was running up a hill when I had a sharp pain in my chest, my neck, down my left arm, across my back. I became nauseous. I went to see Dr. Herman Poteet, my family doctor, and he sent me to Waco to Dr. Michael Addis, a cardiologist. 4 days later, I had a cabbage and a long recovery. After several months, I tried to run some, but I simply couldn't do it. I couldn't lift a box. I couldn't go shopping. I couldn't do anything, not run, I was really limited from what I'd done before. Life seemed a little drab to me at that time. Something was not right, I thought, so I just went back to Dr. Poteet. And he examined me while I was complaining of pain in my chest, and then sent me to Seton Hospital in Harker Heights. Dr. McCullough did an ablation, and that relieved some of the pain and the stress. I could breathe a little better. I still couldn't run, but I did walk, and I did shop just a little. My husband was very thankful. Then in January 2015, I was sent to see Dr. Larry Price, who installed a pacemaker. But I still couldn't run or do things like I used to, like play basketball, touch football. Life seemed drab. I was becoming depressed. I really wasn't getting any worse, except my blood pressure was not stable. It would be up and down. There were days when I simply could not get up. And then there were days I felt good. I just couldn't figure this out. And kind of rode along with it for a while. And a little before that, in 2014, at the insistence of my children, I moved to the Meridian Hospital, our, retirement community. They've been great. Their physical therapy department is one of the best. I would put them up against anyone. They helped me walk. They helped me get more breath. They worked on every part of me. It was great. And I still practice some of the exercises and so forth that I learned from them. It was also at that time that my medication was changed, and it seemed I was getting some better. I had a 3-month checkup with Dr. Gage, it was in May that of this year that I was diagnosed with Parkinson's and had probably had it for several years. So I contributed my memory loss not to my age of 79, but to Parkinson's. I do have slight dementia. I have a balance problem, but you know what? My truck gets me anywhere I want to go, and I can run. I can run with my walker now, and I make it a practice to run the halls of the Meridian Health Center. It's wonderful. People think I'm a little, maybe so, I don't care. I'm enjoying my life. This is what I'm supposed to do. But another thing that I'm supposed to do is to take care of myself. It was at this time that Dr. Gage became my full-time cardiologist, and she is excellent, guys. She looks you straight in the face. She tells you the good news, the bad news, what you need to do, and what you gotta do to survive. I cut salt. I cut fat. I ate mostly dark green vegetables. And it's not boring yet, but may get there. I did slip up last night at Bible group and had a piece, very small piece, of pizza. Woo-hoo! It tasted so good. On September the 20th, I had been deteriorating. I think I said that right. For some time, my breath was getting more difficult. It was more difficult to breathe. More difficult, as Pat said, to lift anything, including myself. So I stayed on the couch a lot with my pup, who was very kind and would put her paw on my shoulder, but that's as far as her affection ever went, guys. There was no hugging, no holding. Nope, not into that. But she was into belly scratching. My best friend came by to check on me on September the 20th, and she said, "Your lips are blue, you have no color, you're going to Seton Hospital." I said, "I don't feel like going to the hospital, so I'm not going." She said, "Yes, you are. You're my best friend, and I don't want to lose you." She literally almost had to pick me up to get me in the car. I could not walk that far by any means. 10 feet was really hard. No breath after that. I went to Seton, and Dr. Gage insisted that I be sent here to Heart Hospital of Austin. I did not even begin to realize the experience I was going to have. It was as though God had blessed me specially. I was pushed into the front desk. The receptionist, she looked at me, and with a lot of compassion and understanding, she said, "May I help you?" Never losing eye contact. I felt very important. And who doesn't like that? And then I was taken to the next young lady. She put my bracelets on and pushed me to the waiting area. And soon my nurse came, Judy. She is amazing. She's efficient. She doesn't talk a lot. And she put up with all of my whining about being thirsty over and over again. It was a terrible time as far as I was concerned. There seemed to me to be an air of organization, of peace, of friendliness, being part of a family. Everyone was friendly. And as Pat said, everyone remembered my name. I don't even remember my name. I signed my name with my maiden name on a check not very long ago. But of course we know that's Parkinson's. I was given a medicine to help me relax. And that is the last I remember until I woke up, took a deep breath, and I said, I can breathe. It was a miracle, a true miracle to me. I could now participate in things. I could now go to a movie, go to a symphony, and run. Well, not quite yet, but I can walk 2 miles pretty fast. My life, thanks to all of you, had been given back to me. I cannot express to you how much I appreciate each of you. Even the sandwich that was brought to me after I had had my procedure to be examined for my TAVR. My cow TAVR. You know, that's the thing they put in you. Everybody got it? I just don't remember any time I have ever been in a hospital of this caliber. The attention, the fact that each of my doctors came and spoke to me, answering questions and explaining everything that was going to happen and answering questions. That was so amazing to me, because usually they didn't know your name. They may have patted you on the shoulder of the leg and said, "We'll see you later." Nah, not this crew. They were very personable and made you feel like you were important and that they cared, which I'm sure that they do by the way that you treated me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was amazed at the equipment in this hospital. I worked in hospitals for 15 years, credentialing doctors, and then as a travel agent in the VA, which sometimes can be difficult, moving people from overseas to here and vice versa. I know what quality work is, and this was quality. It was top-notch. There was not one admission of service or kindness to me that I remember in this facility. The patients' rooms were very comfortable, and my nurse Judy was very, very attentive. And Chris and Julie also were attentive. Chris checked on me many times. Amazing, just amazing. I'd never been given that kind of attention to a lady that had so much to do in a hospital. Again, I want to thank each of you for my care. You gave me back my life. I got out of my depression. I can now live. Thank you, everyone. And I bid you a good day and a good bovine day. And farewell. Moo!
All right. Well, let me add my voice in closing for a couple of things. So I, too, want to thank all of the people that make this possible, because none of this happens by accident, and you kind of just think sometimes these just magically transpire. Shannon Isbell, that runs our heart valve clinic, does an amazing job and has been here since day one. Thanks, Shannon. And the physicians that we have, a lot of hospitals like to think that their physicians are great. I'm here to tell you our physicians are great. And so to name them by name, Johanna Karha, thank you very much for what you do. Frank Zadar, without you, really none of this would be possible. You were the first one that came to my office and say, you know, let's do this heart valve clinic. Faraz Karindi could be the lead surgeon in any hospital in America. We are very much appreciative of you. Brandon Hyde, thank you for being part of this program. We appreciate you very much. Not here with us as Stephen Dewan, and also Surgeon Mark Felger. All of these physicians are part of the program, and without them, we wouldn't have the program that we have. So with that, I would like you to thank you very much for coming. Thank you two ladies, most especially for being here with us. Sharing your stories really is what gives us wind in our sails. I love to hear your stories, and thank you very much for that. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate your time very much. Thank you.